see. Where should we start? Maybe we should start with let's see, I found here. Found it. Tea bag. We need to trace this flower. Sticky. And this is just a regular tea bag. So I will try to see if you can see the difference. We're going to do the teapot. I think this teapot is so cute how it turns out. Pattern. I want to make this coloring deep enough so I can see it. I don't add all these stripy things. Add it. I'm going to use a silicone brush. I have lost so many brushes. It's just unimaginable. Rough side, and there's a smooth side. The smooth side, and we're going to first just coat this. Stay down, stay down. Okay, and I do have some of my little tiny papers cut out from my stash. This is from a gel plate. You turn it upside down and you just put it and make sure you go outside the lines. Let's put it here. That's a gold piece. I took some printables that I didn't like and added those to this little stack. You can do old paper. Here's a number I want to add here. Here's an old paper, probably a dry off of a run for my gel plate. Just kept in my stash because it had funky doodle. You want to try to overlap these because if you don't, you might miss some of the portions in the tea bag. Here's some numbers. Let's put it here. Of numbers in all my work. Surprised. So you don't really have to think about this. A little more gluey stuff here. I don't know. I just try to go over the lines that I traced onto this, and then I just cover it, make sure all the pieces are glued in there. And so you can already see it's going to give a little lift to the pot. And then you have to let this dry because you can't really cut it out. And so I usually, unless I have to, I will use my gun, my heat gun or a fan. I do have a fan here. But I did other pots here, so I will grab some of those. I'm going to put this, let's see if I missed any pieces. I might have. But see how cool that comes out? And you can add a little bit of extra spray to it on top if you want to. So, yeah, I don't see any missing pieces. Cover my glue. I'm going to go back here. I have a long table in the back here. I happen to make 4 of these because I just love how they work out. I did a green. I used some more of my green. I think maybe today, maybe we'll go with this one. I don't have that cut out. What I did, I forgot to tell you. I don't know my cutout pieces. We'll just cut out on this one. No big deal. It might be in one of my piles. You get the size of the piece that you want to make. A 6-inch by 5-inch, which would make a cute journal cover. You can make them smaller. If you drop them in your journal page, just drop them in. You can make a card. What I did is went through here and I could see the black. What I've used is a Castell graphite. It's from Germany and it is water soluble. That's why. But I like the way it really turns out neat on the flowers. I may have to do a little more pressing of this pin. I wonder if I missed my number. No, I got one. Okay. I got one number set. It's okay. Or can I see it? I'm going to darken it up. I need things a little bit closer to my eyes. Think you might see my head, but as you can see, these are so cute. I'm going to make it a little bit longer because I want both of those numbers in there. And I can do that. You can make the shape longer if you want. I don't want it. I want a beautiful rounded. Okay, oh, since I went down a little bit. Okay, so let's curve this up more. Just curved up more. I just love numbers. So let's just do this top different. Let's give me a little more. We're going to come here. And we're going to come through here. It might not look exactly like the pot, but it just might. All right, then I'm going to take this. I trim this, cut it out. Yeah, these are all scrap pieces from my scraps. I just cut them in little tiny pieces. You can make all different kinds of vases. I just want to cut this a little more here. It's bugging me. Make this a little more rounder looking. There we go. I'm happy with that. That's going to be our pot today. Don't they come out cute? They come out so cute. A lot of texture and they're puffy a little bit so that the vase will stand out in the picture. See if I remembered everything. Oh, that's how I double check to see if I do put the lines. I'm tracing the lines. Cut lines here. There we go. Easy peasy. All you have to do is trace on your template. These would make pretty cards too. Going back over this just to make sure I can see it. And when you look at that corner, I do see the this one here goes here. One here goes here. You can always tracing if you need to. I can see the lines. This little brown piece here. I'm just make the lines a little more rounded. Then we get our scissors. You want to be careful because you don't want to mess this up. I can see I need some A little more into it. When you fussy cut your tea bags, like right there, I can't really see it, but I'm hoping it's about as good as I'm going to get. That's okay. It's pretty close to our pattern. I wanted a very red tulip. This is what I came up with. Now, any kind of liquid ink will work. I am going to use this fast drying dye spray ink, which is the same as any kind of spray ink, but it's a liquid. That's a waterproof paper, 140 Canon we're going to use. I've got my leaves here. Here, I'll show you. Okay, this is a mistake. You don't want to do this. So, right here, I had to add, you can see how I added, oh, you can't see. See how I added the extra piece of paper here, and it actually made this double thick. But I can take this paper off. What happens? It's still tore. So this experiment wasn't right. I didn't place it correctly on the paper, but I'm going to keep these because you never know. I might use them in my journals without the stem. I'm keeping them even though they didn't work out. So you want to make sure that your whole flower, I learned the hard way, is going to be on this, okay, rough side up. Sometimes it's hard to feel. This is rough side. That's going to go up. And these are my little leaves. Hopefully I don't lose them. Rough side, okay? And then we want to make sure. What will happen here, and as you'll see, these flowers will just stick into this ink spray that I'm using, pomegranate, but it's a deep red. I start spraying. Oh, I didn't put on gloves. Oh, light bands. This part we're going to do green. See how liquid it is? Very liquid. So you want to have enough on there. Roll it around. Keep it in its own lane. What I'm going to do is just lay that in there. Like, I'm going to lay this one. And then I'm going to lay this one. I'm going to try not to get best as I can stems, but we're going to make them green. We're going to try. And your tea bag might need a little straighten out. If you see a little tiny wrinkle in it, just straighten it out. It's okay. Doesn't take much. If you get a wrinkle, added an extra spray like this. Right on the flower. Because I want to get it very deep red color. And then I'll just take that liquid ink, rotate it in that flower. Wow. As much as I can. Without getting the stems. See there how that works? Now, some of your black will dissolve, but sometimes you're still able to see your black. That, oh, see what I did? I wasn't paying attention. So if you make a boo-boo like that, all you have to do is come up here. We can still make that green. Stick. Oh, Vicky, I can really make a mess easy and not pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, so what we want to do then is get the excess off. See, it is very deep red. If you want to, you can wear gloves. Of course, I ruined my fingernails by working in this paint with no gloves. I just love to feel what I'm doing. I'll show you what we'll do with the green, and it'll be okay. Don't worry. Turquoise. Oh, is that turquoise? That's the green. Ooh, it's a good thing I checked. Emerald green. And I'll show you. We're just going to go over that red. Allow. See what happens because tea paper is made with Elmer's glue. When that gets wet, it just automatically sticks. Then we're going to take it this way. Get any excess off. I bet you never painted this way. New way of painting, huh? And because this turned red, I'm going to add a little more of that. And you might have to use a paper towel because you don't want too much green running into the red. I didn't have my paper towels ready. So you want to have your paper towels ready. I have more green leaves to do. Let's hope I didn't lose all these little leaves. I'm not going to be concerned about the red. I just want to make sure that they'll fit. I think they will. So you want to cut out your leaves. I'm going to put these up a little bit just so our green is not running too much into the flower. A little bit, it won't matter. Okay, so we should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and let's figure out what side is soft, which will go on the bottom side. Let me get one paper towel. I don't mind if some of this red is going to run into the stem. The green is pretty strong. Plus, we're going to use an intent pencil at the very end to help. Show our stuff. What do we say? Show our stuff. Okay, wait a minute. Everyone, sign these. See, and how can you do this if you're wearing gloves? You could not feel the sunny side, I should say, of your leaf. All right. So I am just going to add some more green. We can do our leaves. Again, these leaves will stick. There. Oops. They will move until they're dry. Got these close together. There. Okay. I smooth a little bit. I was on the just make sure it's covered and soaking up this paint. This is how I painted. A different way, usually I paint with my Gouache water paints. I'm just kind of going to tip this and let it dry. I just manipulated it so I won't have the ink running too much in the flower or where it's not supposed to be. Okay, let this dry. So I have one that is dry. We'll need to cut it out. Try to wipe all this green off me. I think it'll be impossible. Okay, so we need two big ones and a small one. So we will use these three here. That's for another date. Another time and another date. I'm just going to cut these out with a big scissor to make them easier to cut. You can keep your scraps. I'm keeping mine for my telephone scrapbook. And I do have that on YouTube as a video. Also, I've gone live with it in the past. Just when it's nice to do my phone book scraps and create collage with them on a phone book page. Oh, I'm just going back here. I just want to, because then it makes it easier to do your fine fussy cutting. All right. See, I brought gloves out. I did bring gloves out, but they're just not my style. So let's see here what is happening. Oh my gosh. Debbie says it looks like blood all over the place. But I really wanted to get those red tulips, and that was really turned out red with this particular ink that I used there. And of course, there'll be a full video on YouTube. Instagram, that currently does not allow me to show a 30. I thought it was fun, at least for me, it was fun to use a different painting style. It's really easy to do. It's not really that hard. Once you try it, you'll see. And these are whimsical tulips. I am not here to do a beautiful landscape. This is for junk journaling, and it never has to be perfect. And it's just a way to show you that you can make your own flowers and you can put them on cards in your junk journals, on your pages. Cutting, let's see. They're an EK, and I think they're a B scissor. But they're cheap. They're not, you have to replace these. I just threw one away because it gets dull. It lasts you probably about a year and a half. And they're about $6. Oh, I think I got that. Okay, so then what I do is you want to bring out your prints again because we're going to have to go over the lines. Because like this one, I can see them a little bit here. This one is a little hard to see. So I'm just going to follow this and outline them in a black again. Let's see. Now, so we have one. So we're going to come here and we're going to try to make our black line as close as we can. Okay, so this is about this. So that we have the shape of our tulip. See, as you see, I'm making the shape of the tulip again. Yeah, cut this out a little bit better. Oh, here. So what do we got going here? This should go more here. It's okay. It comes like this. All right. Now we are going to want to put like this. And I'm going to want to put the lines back in to form the blossom. We have that. This one is pretty much, I can see this one. Sometimes your lines last, sometimes they don't. And this one comes a little more like this. There you go. And we got one more. Well, I can see this one pretty good. Let's start here. So we can see this leaf and then a bigger leaf is here. This one, this leaf. We're going to come up here. 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 And I'm just following the lines here. You might not be able to see them as well as I can. And it will align. I think I've got pretty much the lines so that it looks like a tulip ear template. I put our jar thingy. We're done with this. We're done with this. Here it is. Jar. I should. Okay. Now, these. There are so cute. I gotta tell you where I got these. Penny Rose Journals from Australia painted these and these little flowers. She just doodled the flowers on here. And I think they're so cute. I tried to they don't work if you print them double-sided, but they do work single-sided. And I just love how I bought them through her Ko-fi shop. So we're going to get, do we want a blue or do we want a purple? It's the purple color. I like the purple color. Or we can do pink. What do you think? Do you like the pink, the purple, or the blue? Those are our three options. The red is perfect. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That helps my decision. Yeah, they are complements to red, aren't they? Each color is. Yeah, and our color. Let's see. How about YouTube? Have any suggestions? Pretty flowers, thank you. Thank you, Dawn. You like the purple? Okay, let's do purple. We gotta get the leaves, right? I got a bunch of leaves. I did all these leaves yesterday. They're all dry. I just gotta figure out which leaves I need. I just put them on here. They're topsy-turvy. So if you do this, you might want to number, but even numbering might be hard to do. Going through this paint process of ink. I'm sure I'm going to need this one. Maybe just the first 5 lines will work here. Because here's the skinny one, so I only need one skinny one. And one of those. One of those. This one looks like that. And that one looks like that. And I need this pink. I only put 4 on last time because I lost one. I don't know how I lost it. I've only switched to my little scissors. If you want to learn how to fussy cut, watch Vicky's channel. There was one time for one of the flowers, I really had to cut very tiny pieces. I'm going to put, I'm going to put 2 of the big ones on the outside. I'm going to put but I want all the tulips to show. We might stick this here, or maybe here. We're going to spread all the tulips as far as they can go. I think I'll do the leaves though afterward. Yeah. What you don't want to do is glue the top of the. Isn't that cute? I just love the way that came out. Who would ever know a bunch of little squares comes out to look like that on a vase? Oh, I forgot. One thing I forgot is that this is white on the edges. So I'm going to use, let's see, now this, I used pink before and green. I'll just use a green. I don't care. It's not going to show up that much. I'm just going to want to get those edges. They're not white. Probably, see, it doesn't show up very much. So that's okay. And I need to do all these greens. I might as well do those. I think I didn't have red. Now you could, I'm going to use pink, the flowers. You can't tell too much though. Really, you can't. I love this watercolor paper, Canon. It's just good quality. Oh, there might be some other papers. This maybe. But I like Canon. So just taking this, and doesn't matter if we get green on the stem. It's almost turned to black, brown, but we can change that. We can put some more pencil color on top of that. Do this one, I don't remember. Maybe I did. All right. This can be boring just watching me do this, but it's a necessity for your journal page. Focal point. Right. Now I have a pink one here. I'm going to switch colors. I use stick glue to glue these on. I do put it on heavy, and I use Avery glue stick, very cheap. I like this one because you have a little bit of room to be able to move your whatever you're gluing on, to move it if you need to. I'm not putting any glue on the stems yet because I need to put these leaves on. Leaves! I can't think of the word. Isn't that something? Because I'm thinking of glue. Glue, glue, glue. Thinking of glue. Okay. So we can make come down a little bit more. Here we go. I don't want to touch them. Okay. Okay. That work? I see that from not wearing gloves. I wore gloves. All right. Ruined all my fingernail polish I had on. This one goes up through here. And see this one, like maybe around this one. See, what I'm doing is I'm looking at how the leaves, if they're shaped like this, then they go towards the bottom. I think this little skinny one goes right here. Look at how that doesn't look good. Maybe that's why I did 4 last time. Let's see. I don't think that's a leaf, is it? So I wonder why this, I guess it's okay. I'm playing with the leaves. This one looks so funny. I don't think that's a leaf. Did I? It didn't look like one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it isn't. I'm going crazy. So last time, let's see if this one looks better on this side. It does look better. Let's put this one down. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, do we want a little tiny one there, maybe? I- So I could use this. See if, where's my little scissors? There we go. I can live with that. Okay, what I'm going to do is maybe use a smaller tip. I'll just use this one. So we'll stick this one in first. Hmm? Okay, we're going to come back through here. Glue on. I don't know. I think the stems I'm not going to glue down because they are down. And they're already glued down without glue. That's great. Okay, we're going to put this on. Now, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to use our colored pencil just to give it a little more oomph. I need it. I'm going to need to put my colored pencils on this side since I'm right-handed. Just getting this glue. Ooh. All right. Gotta clean up the glue. I don't know why it's bugging me. I guess I could just pick out my pencil. Ooh. I'm just going to use some alcohol. I know a lot of people will use book pages, put their glue on, but it's just me, as a little old me, as a maker. I don't want to have that many book pages laying around. I think if I sold my journals, that would be different. But I don't sell. I do sell in my Ko-fi shop of my art, stuff that I like that turns out well. I'll digitalize it and then I can use it over again. That's available for anybody to take a peek at to see if they can use it. I've only made 2 kits. And let me tell you, making kits, for me, I've only made 2 of them. Maybe they get easier. I don't know. But I made one on Little Chicken. The Sky is Falling. That kind of chicken. They're whimsical. And the other one is the Hobbit. What I would do after you need to put this under a book. That's what you need to do. But let's first do, I'm going to use these intense colors. And I have a red one and a green one. I use this green. I don't have a blue. Oh, I do have a blue. There we go. And for the leaves, a little more orange. And a red. With our color pencils, we're going to come in through here. Gotta do it this way. And it's subtle, doesn't do too much. We need those slightly in there though to show these are petals. We got a little more excess black there. We can make it turn into here. Right. Gonna do the same with this little guy. We should call this project. I have no idea. I could do collage. A little bit glue on there. Collage tulip. Vase. I can't think of anything else. This is just very subtle, but I like the way it looks. You don't really have to do this. It's just Vicky. You could just leave them alone. And I'm trying the best I can to keep the pencil in the same direction as the leaf. Like the way that it just adds more to the tulip. Okay, now I am going to dark green. We've got a good character to these leaves. And this stem. Just the top up. All right. And that I'll use blue at the air. I think this lighter green we can blind into our leaves. Make our stems a little more green. Let's see what the blue looks like. Light green and blue together. I'm not sure if it's going to add much. I might just add, I don't know what it's adding. Let's see if I can more green. Doesn't have to be a perfect green. There we go. I wonder if we should sign this masterpiece. Hmm. My name is long. Yeah, we'll just put in 25. Oh, we created it. You can, let's see, Beth has a few suggestions. I'm doing my own thing. Let's see what Beth, I didn't know you were in there, Beth. Beth, love the tulips. Thank you. You can also highlight them in yellow on the red, and you will be surprised to see how it blends. And white too. It's so pretty, Vicky. I do want to try it out. white and yellow. But I think I'm going to just keep them dark red. But this is another option that I could use, especially the yellow tulips. Wouldn't that be pretty? On yellow tulips. I just want to keep the deep red. But thank you, Beth. I appreciate that suggestion. Thank you. Beautiful work. Have a good night. I like the deep red. Love it.